Hi students, today we will start structure of the atom. In 9th class also we studied about what is inside the atom. We will continue that class. Before going to discuss about structure of the atom, we should know about the spectrum and different types of the spectrum. Then only we can understand the structure of the atom. How do you study something that you cannot see it? Here we can see there are some gift boxes. Can you imagine what is inside that gift boxes without opening that? In the same way, scientists also study the things or study about the atom that cannot be seen with naked eye. Atom cannot be seen with naked eye. They will study here by observing the gift box or by touching the gift box, and by observing the sound produced from gift box we can imagine what is inside that gift box. In the same way, scientists also study. They will conduct experiment on the atoms and they will conclude what is inside the atom. First of all, we will discuss about waves. When you throw a stone into a still pond of water, you will observe ripples. Ripples will produce and the disturbance will transmitted in the form of wave on the surface of the water. Here we can see, when throw a stone into still pond of the water, ripples will be produced and the disturbance will be formed in the form of wave. You know that sound waves are produced when something vibrates like a drum. When a object like drum, when they vibrate, they will produce sound waves. Here when the drum is vibrating, it will produce sound. The same way here, when this musical system, when we beat that musical system, it will vibrate and it will produce sound. Electromagnetic waves. Electrically charged particle when vibrates creates alternating electric and magnetic field, and they propagate in the form of wave. When an electrically charged particle vibrates, it creates alternating electric and magnetic field. They travel in the form of waves. These are called electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiations. Here we can see there is a charged particle. When that charged particle vibrates, it creates an alternating electric and magnetic field. They travel in the form of wave. Those are called electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiations. Remember, light waves are electromagnetic waves. These consist of oscillating electric and magnetic field perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to direction of propagation of the wave. Remember, electromagnetic wave consists of oscillating electric and magnetic field perpendicular to each other. They will oscillate perpendicular to each other. Here we can see E represent the electric field and B represent the magnetic field. They oscillate perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to direction of propagation of the wave. The direction of propagation of the wave is in the direction of x-axis and their oscillation is perpendicular to the x-axis. They oscillate perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the wave. Electromagnetic radiations can travel through vacuum. They do not require any medium for their propagation. They can travel through vacuum, so they do not require any medium for their propagation. All electromagnetic radiations travel at a same speed in vacuum. That is, they travel with 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Already we discussed light waves are electromagnetic waves. The speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. In the same way, all electromagnetic radiations also travel with same speed, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. There are many types of electromagnetic radiation which differ from one another in wavelength. Different types of electromagnetic radiations like gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared radiations, radio waves, and visible light. Among all them, human eye can be sensed to only visible light. They different one another in wavelength. They have different wavelengths. Already we discussed visible light also. 7 colors have 7 different types of the wavelengths. Electromagnetic radiations have characteristics property, namely frequency and wavelength. They have characteristics property in frequency and wavelength. Now we will discuss what are the characteristics properties of the light. Characteristics of the light. Velocity, it is represented by c. Distance travelled by light in 1 second is called velocity of the light. In vacuum, it is constant, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Formula for velocity is equal, c is equal nu lambda. Nu is the frequency and lambda is the wavelength. Next one, wavelength. Wavelength is represented by lambda. Distance between any two similar points on successive waves. Distance between any two similar points on successive waves is called wavelength. It is measured in meters or nanometers. 1 nanometer is equal 10 power minus 9 meters or 10 power minus 7 meters. Formula for wavelength is equal, lambda is equal c by mu. Remember, lambda is inversely proportional to nu. Wavelength is inversely proportional to frequency. If wavelength increases, frequency decreases. If wavelength decreases, frequency increases. Wavelength is inversely proportional to nu. Next one, frequency. It is represented by nu. Number of waves that cross a given point in 1 second. Number of waves that cross a given point in 1 second is called frequency. Frequency is measured in hertz or cycles per second. Formula for frequency is equal to mu is equal to c by lambda. Next one, amplitude. Height of the crest or depth of a trough refers to the amplitude. It refers to the intensity of the light. Energy, represented by capital E. Energy contained in a wave is called energy. It is measured in joules. Energy is measured in joules. Formula for energy of the wave is equal to E is equal to h nu. Here nu is the frequency, E is the energy, h is the Planck constant. Value of the Planck constant is 6.62 into 10 power minus 34 joule seconds or 6.626 into 10 power minus 27 erg seconds. Here we can see the wave, crest and trough are formed. The distance between adjacent crest or adjacent troughs is called wavelength. Height of a crest or depth of a trough is called amplitude. Number of waves passing through a point in 1 second is called frequency. Spectrum. Now we will discuss what is spectrum. A group of wavelengths or frequencies called spectrum. Here in spectrum there are different types of the wavelengths. A group of wavelengths or frequencies called spectrum. Rainbow is a spectrum. Already we discussed rainbow contains 7 colors. Each color having characteristic wavelength and frequency. A group of that wavelengths and frequencies is called spectrum. Rainbow is a continuous spectrum. Explain. This is textual question. Rainbow is a continuous spectrum. Explain. In rainbow there are no sharp boundaries in between the colors. Such a spectrum in which there are no sharp boundaries in between the color is known as continuous spectrum. That's why rainbow is a continuous spectrum. Here we can see continuous spectrum. Rainbow is a continuous spectrum. Why? Because in rainbow there are no sharp boundaries between one color to other color. So it is a continuous spectrum. Such type of spectrum is called continuous spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum can have wide varieties of frequencies. They have wide varieties of frequencies and wide varieties of wavelengths. The entire range of electromagnetic wave frequencies is known as electromagnetic spectrum. The entire range of electromagnetic wave frequencies is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Different types of electromagnetic radiation form the different regions of the electromagnetic spectrum. Already we discussed there are different types of the electromagnetic radiation. Those are gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, IR radiations, radio waves, and visible light. These are the different types of the electromagnetic radiation. They form different regions of the electromagnetic spectrum. Here we can see different types of the electromagnetic waves. Those are gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared radiation, microwave, radio wave. These are the different types of the electromagnetic radiation. But human eye can see only visible light. Human eye can see only visible light. Human eye cannot see gamma rays, cannot see X-rays, and cannot see ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays are produced from sun rays, and it cannot see infrared radiation, it cannot see microwaves and radio waves. Only human eye can see visible light. From gamma rays to the radio waves, wavelength will be increases and frequency will be decreases. In the same way from violet to red, wavelength increases and frequency decreases. Gamma rays are used in medicine, radiotherapy. X-rays are used in checking for fractured bones. Already you know X-rays are used to checking for fractured bones. Ultraviolet radiation is widely used in killing bacteria, creating fluorescent effects, curing inks, resins, and also used in photography. Remember, ultraviolet radiations are produced from sun rays. Infrared rays are used in television control remotes. In TV remotes, infrared radiations are used. Microwaves are used in communication links, radars, satellites, spacecraft communication, and also used in cancer treatment. Radio waves are used in standard broadcast radio and television and shortwave radio, navigation and air traffic control, cellular telephony, and even remote control toys. Students, remember, there is no need to buy out these uses because these are not used in textbook, but you should know something about these rays. That's why I am giving extra information about this type of the rays. Visible light. Each color in a rainbow is characterized by a specified wavelength from red to violet. Red color having higher wavelength and violet having lower wavelength. Red color having lower frequency, violet having higher frequency. These colors or these wavelength that the human naked eye is sensitive to are called visible light. Human eye can see only visible light. The range of wavelength covering red color to violet color is called visible spectrum. Here we can see the range of wavelength that coloring red color to violet color is called visible spectrum. Red color to violet color, they having different wavelength and different frequencies. Here we can see from violet to red, wavelength will increases. When wavelength increases, frequency decreases. Remember, from violet to red, wavelength increases and frequency decreases. Here we can see from violet to red, wavelength will be increases. Violet having lowest wavelength and lowest speed of the light, and red having highest wavelength and highest speed of the light. So from violet to red, wavelength and speed of light increases because C is equal nu lambdas. C is directly proportional to lambda. Next one, from violet to red, frequency energy decreases. Violet having highest frequency and highest energy, red having lowest frequency and lowest energy. Which color do you observe when an iron rod is gradually heated to higher temperature? This is important question given in public examination June 2015. Which color do you observe when an iron rod is gradually heated to higher temperature? We can observe when we heat iron rod, some of the heat energy is emitted as light. That's why they appear in color. First iron turns into red color, because red having lower energy. That's why when we give some of the amount of the heat energy, it appear in red color. As the temperature increases, it turns into orange color, and then a yellow color, and then blue color. Finally, it turns into white color. Here we can see iron rod, when heated, it turns into red color, slowly it turns into orange color, and then yellow color, and then blue color. Finally, it turns into white. Max Planck studied the radiation emitted by various objects. Radiation is nothing but heat emitted by hot object is the radiation at higher temperature, and came to conclusion that he gave one conclusion that light is absorbed or emitted by matter in the form of discrete packets of energy. Light will be absorbed or emitted. Here the iron rod will absorb the heat energy, and after that it will emit the heat energy in a form of discrete packets of energy. Each energy packet is called photon. Each energy packet is called photon, and the energy it holds is termed as quantum. It will absorb and emit the energy, and it will hold some of the energy, that is called quantum, and it will release or absorb the energy, that is called photon. Each energy packet is called photon. Light is absorbed or emitted by the matter in the form of packets of energy. The energy contained in each photon of light is directly proportional to frequency and can be calculated by, already you know, energy is directly proportional to nu. So energy is equal to h in u. Here h is the Planck constant, that value is equal to 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second, or 6.626 into 10 power minus 27 erg seconds. Hence, emission or absorption of the light spectrum is collection of group of wavelength. Emission or absorption of light spectrum is nothing but a group of wavelength. Spectrum is nothing but a group of wavelength. Some compounds are react with hydrochloric acid and kept on platinum loop and introduced into non-luminous flame. They give their characteristic color. When we took compound, when it react with hydrochloric acid, it will form paste. This paste is kept on platinum loop, and when it is introduced into non-luminous flame, they give characteristic color. Here we can see cupric chloride. And react with hydrochloric acid and kept in non-luminous flame, it will produce green color flame. Remember, this is very important. Cupric chloride produce green color flame. Sodium vapors produce yellow light in street lamps or with flame. Sodium vapors produce yellow light. Strontium chloride produce crimson red color flame. Strontium chloride produce crimson red color flame. Here we can see cupric chloride produce green color flame, sodium vapors produce yellow color flame, and strontium chloride produce crimson red color flame. So from what we conclude, each compound will give a characteristic color of the flame. Now we will discuss absorption spectrum. It is formed when white light is transmitted through a substance. Substance is nothing but cool vapor of the element. When white light is passed through a substance, then what happens? It will absorb certain colors or certain wavelengths of the light. Then transmitted light is analyzed by spectrograph or analyzed by prism. Here we can see there is a white light source and it is formed through a sample. So what happens here? Sample will absorb some of the wavelengths or some of the colors of the light. So when it is passed through the prism, we will observe the spectrum. But in spectrum, there is the absence of some colors. In spectrum, there is the absence of some colors. What happens here? Certain wavelength may be absorbed by the substance. These are missing in the transmitted light. Substance will absorb certain wavelength. They will miss it in the transmitted light. That's why when they are missed in the transmitted light, absorption spectrum consists of dark lines on the bright background. They are missed. Some of the wavelengths are missed. So it contains dark lines where light is missed. Some of the wavelengths are missed. It contains dark lines on bright background. So dark line indicates the missed frequencies or the missed wavelength of the light. Here we can see cool gas. So when cool gas forms absorption spectrum, when cool gas absorb the energy, it will form absorption spectrum. In absorption spectrum, we can observe some of the dark lines. These dark lines indicates this cool gas absorbs some of the wavelength of the light. Based on this absorption spectrum, we can identify the atom or we can identify the gas. Absorption spectra indicate the wavelengths of light that have been absorbed by the gas. What absorption spectra indicates? It indicates the wavelength of the light that have been absorbed by the gas. So based on the dark lines, we can identify the wavelength of the light that have been absorbed by the gas. So based on that wavelength, we can identify the gas. We can identify the atom. It produced due to absorption of energy by electron. Absorption spectrum is produced due to absorption of energy by electrons. Emission spectrum. When electricity is passed through a discharge tube or cathode ray tube filled with gas, light will be emitted. Here we can see discharge tube or cathode ray tube. It is filled with gas. Discharge tube is filled with gas. When electricity is passed through the discharge tube, light will be emitted. Here we can say light is emitting. If the emitted light is passed through the prism and its image is recorded on the film, it appears as sharp lines on black background. It will form sharp lines on black background or bright lines on black background. This is called emission spectrum. Remember, in emission spectrum it will form bright lines on black background, but in absorption spectrum it will form black lines on bright background. Quite opposite. Here we can see there is a bright lines or sharp lines on black background. That is the emission spectrum. When will be the emission spectrum formed? It produced due to emission of energy by electron. Here the electron will emit the energy. That's why it will form emission spectrum. Emission spectrum is formed by sharp lines or bright lines on black background. Every element has a characteristic emission spectrum of its own. Every element has a characteristic emission spectrum. Here we can see hydrogen has certain color, characteristic color. Deuterium has a specific color. Nitrogen also has a specific color. Oxygen has a characteristic color. And mercury also has a characteristic color. So based on that color, based on the emission spectrum produced by the gas, we can identify which gas is that. Remember, scientist will pass the gas through the cathode ray tube, and based on the color produced by that gas, scientist will identify the gas. Each element has a characteristic emission spectrum. Line spectra. Scientists found that each element emits its own characteristic color. Each element emits its own characteristic color. These color corresponding to certain discrete wavelength. These color corresponding to certain discrete wavelength of light, that is called line spectrum. Already we discussed each element will emit characteristic color. It corresponding to certain wavelength, that is called line spectrum. The lines in atomic spectra can be used to identify unknown atoms. Lines in atomic spectra can be used to identify unknown atoms, just like fingerprints are used to identify the people. You know, CBI department will identify the thieves or criminals based on the fingerprints. In the same way, lines in atomic spectra can be used to identify unknown atoms. Band spectrum. When white light is passed through a prism, it is split into 7 different colors. Already you know this, and they appear as a band of 7 colors on a film or screen. Example, rainbow. So this is called band spectrum. They appear as a continuous spectrum. They appear as a band of 7 colors. That's why it is called band spectrum. It is not characteristic of atomic spectrum. Remember, atomic spectrum is formed by atoms and band spectrum is formed by molecules. What is molecule? The combination of atoms will form molecule. To identify the atoms, atomic spectra is used, and to identify the molecule, band spectrum is used. Here we can see band spectrum. Now we will discuss the difference between line spectrum and band spectrum. Line spectrum has sharp distinct lines and band spectrum has many closed and spatial lines like continuous spectrum. And line spectrum is characteristics of the atom, so it is called atomic spectrum. Band spectrum is characteristic of the molecule, that's why it is called molecular spectrum. Line spectrum is given by inert gases, metal vapors and atomized nonmetals which are in the form of atoms, metals, nonmetals which are in the form of atoms, and inert gases. Already you know inert gases are present in the last row of the periodic table. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, these are called inert gases. Band spectrum is given by the hot metals and molecular nonmetals. Metals and nonmetals which are in the form of molecule will form band spectrum. Last one, the difference between absorption spectrum and emission spectrum. Absorption spectrum is formed when white light is passed through a substance and transmitted light is analyzed by a spectroscope. When white light is passed through a substance, it will absorb some of the light, so it will form dark lines on bright background. In absorption spectrum, it will form dark lines on bright background. Emission spectrum is produced by analyzing emitted energy by excited state substance. When an atom goes to excited state, again it will come to the ground state, so it will emit the energy. In emission spectrum, it consists of bright lines and dark background. In emission spectrum, it consists of bright lines and dark background. Absorption spectrum is produced due to absorption of energy, and emission spectrum is produced due to emission of the energy. Students, this is about the spectrum. Based on the spectrum, we can identify the atoms. Scientists will study about the atom by using these spectroscopic techniques. In next class, we will discuss what is atom and what are the different atomic models. All of you prepare well and you make notes.